Kia ora e te whānau, editing Sasha here. We've realized that Sasha's microphone was set up to this really funny echo setting that is actually set on the microphone. So in the editing, he sounds a little bit echoey, and I tried my best to try and minimize that sound, but unfortunately I can't do too much because the sound was recorded that way. So apologies in advance for the sound. However, I do hope that you still enjoy the episode, and we will try better for the next episode. Thank you. Tēnā koutou e hoa mā. Welcome back to Two Tipsy Plants, the podcast where we talk plants and drink booze.
And flex Maori. Te
Well, I'm learning it, so... my name is Sasha.
Ich heiße Sasha.
What is you, Sasha? Is that what you wanted to say? But somehow...
Yes. But instead of Japanese, I went German. But it's okay.
Okay, can we just check the sound, Sasha? Tell me something.
I'm telling you that was not Japanese.
Okay. Okay, no, it is fine. The sound is fine.
And in today's episode, we are very happy that the week have ended.
Yes, that's all we're gonna talk about. The fact that the week has ended. I feel like everybody had
You have been commended for the week have ended. And today's episode will be about the plants that we have seen during our vacation. Sasha have gone to Thailand. I think it was 3 weeks ago by now.
I think it was a month ago now, actually.
No, it can't be that bad.
3 or 4 weeks ago, I can't remember now.
Yeah, and the week before you left, I think, or just... And I left before you.
Yeah, you left a week before and you spent about the same time there as I did in Thailand. So we had a week gap in between the travels, but you went to
Rarotonga.
Rarotonga?
Rarotonga.
Yeah. So both very tropical countries, both warm climates.
Both very rainy seasons.
Actually, it wasn't too bad in Phuket, believe it or not. We only had like one rainy day.
We had two, but it actually was nice. The reason why I think it was nice, because for the first 3 days it was very sunny, very scorching sun. So just having a couple of days of rain was a relief. And it also meant that in the next day after the rain finished, we could go up and see the replenished waterfalls, because otherwise it would be just a trickle.
That's cool. Yeah. I feel like in Thailand, the sun wasn't scorching, it was just humid and hot, like, yeah. But it wasn't as hot as in Singapore, which is really interesting, because you know how in Singapore, like, if it's hot, it's freaking, like, it's wet. You feel wet.
It's a wet hot.
Yeah, in Thailand, it wasn't that bad, but it was still, like, yeah.
Maybe you were just lucky.
I wasn't liking the...
Lucky, not liking.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying I wasn't liking the temperature, so... It's interesting, eh? Like, we lived in Singapore for... Like, I lived there for 8 years. You lived there for, I don't know, 6?
7?
Yeah, 6, 7 years. And then we're so used to New Zealand climate now. Well, I mean, I've been here for...
I love Rara. I don't know what you're talking about. I want to go to the warmer climate.
No, I love it here. How long have I been living here for? 11 years now.
But what was the year that you arrived?
No, wait, not 11. 2017. Sorry, not 11.
Can't be that.
My math is not mathing. I'm sorry.
It can't be 2017. 2017 is when I arrived.
Okay, then 15.
Okay.
So...
9 years.
9 years. Sorry, not 11. Gosh. It's Friday. We had a week. Sasha, come on, pour us some poison of the day.
The poison of the day, also known as poison of choice.
Oh, yes. Yes, true. It's poison of choice, not of the day.
The poison of choice today will be Felton Road, 2024, dry Riesling from Central Otago. The aroma...
Rosie, really? You gonna do that again?
The dog have decided that she wants to nibble on a bone, which is not a great timing, Rosie.
She's done that like the last time as well. Hey, girly. Come here, I'll give you some pit. Okay.
So the producer have said the aroma will be of spring flowers, of talc, and orchid fruits. Sorry.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice cracking sound. Nice. Who doesn't like that sound of just, wine pouring into a glass? Definitely smells very like fruity, like
fruity, flowery. I mean, it is a Riesling, so you would
but
expect.
It's dry though.
It's dry Riesling, yeah.
Do you know, it's funny. It almost has those notes of Sav in terms of like the peaches and
yeah, I would agree with that. On a palate, it was said to be ripe apple, pear, pink grapefruit, a little bit of a mineral notes, crisp and luscious.
I just want to keep sniffing it. Oh.
Yum. So yeah, for the vintage, because it was 2024, we can talk about what kind of season it was. So the September was wet, and September is spring, just before the spring.
Sometimes we do forget that we live in Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, that's how I remember it, like September. Okay, so that's autumn. So
it's actually spring.
in the upside down world, it's spring. Wet September meant that the good soil moisture will be for the spring itself, and that promoted the good growth of the vine itself. The early October was quite moist soil as well, and that promoted the bud burst. Warmer December, that enabled the good set of flowers and fruits. The January was dry, same as February, which meant that the fruits are going to be smaller, with higher phenolic material and complex aromas. So why is it important to have the drier season during the fruit set? It means your grapes are going to be more concentrated with flavors.
Okay. I'm gonna have to say it for the second episode. Sorry, the doggy is chewing on a little
bone
antler. So yeah, if you hear chewing sounds, I'm really sorry, but she's happy. My doggy is at home with my hubby.
And at least she is not kicking our microphones.
Yeah.
And March was cool nights, which have preserved the acidity and freshness of the wine. For the fermentation, they have used indigenous yeasts. And fermented it almost to a complete dryness. Residual sugar, 5 grams.
It's tastes very different to what it smells like. Like you just don't expect it to be that dry when you actually like you smell it and it smells almost like sav, and then you drink it. It's super dry, but it's actually quite nice. It's a little bit on the sour side, which I don't mind. I actually like dry Rieslings, but I kind of made that face, like ooh, sour, because
it's bright. It's quite acidic.
Yeah, but not because it's too sour for me, but because it was just very unexpected. Yeah.
But yeah, it is ripe fruit, ripe apple, pear, pink grapefruit, mineral notes, and crispiness and luscious. Yeah, that is going to be a quick description, rundown of the Felton Road.
That's very yummy.
Dry Riesling.
I actually really like it. Well, very nice.
Could be a little bit more chilled though, but it's fine.
Yeah, maybe just a tiny, just a smidge chilled.
Smetterling.
Okay. So Sasha, tell me, how different is the flora in Rarotonga to Christchurch? So if you for those who are not from New Zealand, Christchurch has like a temperate climate. So our winters are, it rarely snows in Christchurch. It snows in Christchurch maybe every 2 to 3 years, and like it snows and it melts, snows at night. You see some snow in the morning and then it usually melts by daytime. The temperatures in winter are like, -5? Probably the maximum at night. And then during summers we have very warm and relatively dry summers. and our summers are relatively dry, even though the summer wasn't dry. I feel like it was quite moist, quite wet, and not super hot. And I don't know, the highest temperatures we get during summer is like 30, 32, maybe maximum.
We probably had like 2 days of 32.
Yeah, but also the sun in Christchurch is very harsh, just like in the whole New Zealand, because of the very damaged ozone layer. So yeah, how different is it in Rarotonga?
Well, imagine the plants that you have in your house. If you are a houseplant fan,
that's a plant daddy or a plant mummy?
Or plants they them.
A plant. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I was just trying to figure out.
A plant parent.
Yeah, I was.
Plant parent.
I was just trying to figure out if you would still call yourself a mummy or daddy. Anyway, yeah. It's not the question that I can answer.
Absolutely cancelled.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just more thinking. That's all.
So yeah, mostly tropical plants in there. You would not see much.
Sorry, I just made like a really like I'm a vampire face, like because
I thought you were about to fart.
Thanks. No, your neighbors are back and the security light is on and it's right in my face. It looks like headlights. And I looked like deer. Headlights on the deer.
Oh dear.
I'm the headlights and you're the headlights, I'm the deer. No?
You're the headlights in my deer.
What is she saying?
That's after the deer have been hit by the car.
That's the Billie Eilish song, the Gosh, I forgot the lyrics. Oh my god.
It's okay, you don't have to.
I can eat that girl for lunch. She's something.
It's okay, you don't have to keep on singing, because otherwise we're gonna get demonetized. Not that we're getting any money from this anyway.
That is a very long and subtle way of Sasha saying, shut up, I'm talking.
Just shut up and drive.
Sorry. Yep. So the climate.
The climate. It's quite tropical, humid, hot, very wet winters, and very dry summers.
So what was the biggest house plant? Like, take one house plant from your house. Mm-hmm. Did you see one there? And what was the biggest one that you saw?
The biggest house plant that I have seen in the wild.
The biggest house plant that you own, that you've seen there in the wild, yeah. The biggest
easy,
one?
The rubber plant. You probably saw the same.
The rubber plant wasn't the biggest one that I saw.
Or the marble queen.
Yeah, you saw the bird of paradise as well. I
think
that was the winner in terms of the biggest. Sorry, Sasha's pop filter just fell on him.
It's limp. I think the bird of paradise was the most surprising one for me, just because I did not recognize it. The only way I knew that that's a bird of paradise is the flower, because apparently when bird of paradise is mature enough, and I have no idea how many years have it been there, it looks like a palm.
Yeah, it kind of develops a trunk and grows into a palm, apparently. Yeah, I didn't know that either. But that was like, you sent me a picture and he's like, it's a freaking bird of paradise. And I'm like, nah,
how do you know?
No way.
Zoom in, there is a flower.
Yeah. The biggest one that I saw was the fiddly fig.
Okay. Well, the fiddly fig is also ficus.
Yeah, but it's not a rubber plant. Okay.
Not a rubber plant.
And also ficus is not a true rubber plant, I'll tell you why. But we were walking.
Because it doesn't have latex.
It does have latex, but it's not
It does?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not the latex that is used for production of rubber. But anyway, we were walking to this restaurant and I'm like, oh, that's a cool tree. And it's massive. It's like, covering the whole building, like it's massive. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Oh my God, that's a fiddly fig. I was like, wow.
But sure it was fiddly fig, not puka?
No, it was fiddly fig.
Okay.
Yeah. Puka doesn't quite look like that. Puka looks a bit different. Also, puka is, you're talking about New Zealand puka though, Merita sinclairi, yeah. I don't know if it grows there actually. Yeah, so, okay. How about I'll start with a plant that I saw and then you go.
I thought you have started already.
No, I was just asking you what's the biggest plant, but yeah. I saw this beautiful, beautiful little handsome tree.
That's looking very cute.
Yeah, it's almost like an umbrella tree. So the picture that I just showed to Sasha is of a tree that kind of forms an umbrella, and there are little tables and chairs under, and it has small, very bright orange and a bit of yellow flowers in it. And the tree is called Saraka Asoka, also known as Ashoka tree.
Asuka!
Yeah, so apparently that tree is native to Indian subcontinent, from Pakistan to west through India, Bangladesh to Myanmar in
I
the
thought it would
east.
be like Mexican or...
I thought so too, yeah, but no, it's actually Indian. Well, from Indian subcontinent, and from Bhutan, Nepal in the north to Sri Lanka in the south. So it is a very like the tree is associated with Yakshu mythology, and apparently it is reoccurring into Indian arts and Buddhist arts, and is usually
No, Buddhism. Tsunami. You haven't watched the White Lotus yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
And it is often found at the gates of Buddhist or Hindu temples. Guess where I saw that?
In a temple?
Yes. We went to see a really beautiful temple, actually. But fuck me, I'm sorry for swearing, but just the amount of Russians that are in Thailand. Like, you can literally call it a second freaking...
Well, they do call it Little Moscow. There is a region.
Little Moscow is in Bali.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
okay,
not in
not
Phuket.
Thailand. Okay,
Might as well be as well.
Phuket is a Little Moscow.
Yeah, like... Anyway, I can rant about it forever. Yes, I am Russian, but I also absolutely hate Russians who are entitled and can't treat people right and go to Thailand and think they're kings and all that jazz. So yeah, sorry for my rant. The reason I said that is because like it's a beautiful temple, but just I didn't enjoy it that much because of just ungrateful people. That's all. Anyway. So yeah, it's a tree that usually they usually plant in front of the gates to their temples. And apparently,
For what reason?
I don't know. It probably has a meaning to it. I didn't really find that. Didn't look that deep into it, to be honest. But apparently, they also put like a sculpture of a yakshini. I'm assuming a girl, a yakshini with her foot on the trunk and her hands holding the branch of a flowering Ashoka tree. It's like a, I don't know, like a religious sculpture. And some authors hold that the young girl at the foot of this tree is based on an ancient tree deity related to fertility. Why do all the trees and flowers related to fertility? Like the ones that I found, I think at least 3 or 4 of them from Thailand are related to fertility, but also, is it in Thailand that they...
Wooden penises?
Yeah.
Bali, Thailand.
Okay. No, like there are actual temples.
Cock temples.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I don't know.
I am really sorry if that's not true, but I'm 80% confident in this, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I...
You didn't sound 80% confident. You sounded like 25% confident.
That is true. But yeah, I don't know, it's just such a beautiful tree and it caught my attention because I was like, oh, it's, the flowers. It was a gloomy day, as you can see on that picture, but the flowers were so bright.
I can't, I'm drinking.
But yeah, Ashoka tree. That was pretty.
Great. I think I was very annoying to the whole family members during the whole Rarotonga trip.
They were like, oh, this is that tree. Oh, this is this tree. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So everybody is just having good time on the beach, having pictures taken, and I'm like, look at this, touch this plant. It's fun.
Okay, I know the plant that you're talking
about. So the plant that I was referring to is a sensitive puriki.
Isn't it called shy puriki as well, no?
Sensitive plant. Mimosa pudica.
I thought it's also called shy something.
I just now realized that the picture that I took with all the plants in the area, for some reason has Japanese hiragana underneath. Okay.
Maybe it is a Japanese garden or something. Maybe it's just for Japanese tourists.
Mimosa pudica.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cuteness about the plant, it looks like a typical acacia plant, but it's more like a creeping plant. And if you touch it, it folds its flowers.
Not flowers, leaves.
Folds its leaves together.
Yeah.
Like
So
praying.
yeah. It's. I think that particular action requires a lot of energy from the plant, from what I remember. So for it to open back up, it takes a lot of energy. And really sorry for touching your plant, but
You are funny.
it's
amusing.
fascinating, right? Like you don't see a lot of plants that actually react.
Did it actually
Like
move?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and locals call it a bullshit plant.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe just because it grows everywhere.
A bullshit plant. Maybe like if you are saying bullshit, it closes.
I don't know.
Is it Mimosa pudica?
Mimosa pudica.
Yeah. Oh, the flower kind of looks like clove.
Like a clover?
Yeah, like a clover flower. Yeah.
It's like a fuzzy pink, purple.
Touch me not. Touch and die.
Touch and die!
Yeah, like actually, I'm looking at also known by sensitive plant, sleepy grass, sleepy plant, action plant, humble plant, touch me not, touch and die. Or shame plant. Touch and die, shame on you.
Shame.
Yeah, it is really cool. Makes me wonder, yeah, like how much oh, there you go. So the types of movement like that is called seismonestic movement. It's like a reflex that evolved as a defense mechanism to de-incentivize predators. Or alternatively to shade the plant in order to reduce water loss during evaporation. There you go. Sorry, I was just very curious. Apparently, if I'm not wrong, Venus traps, they have exactly the same trigger. You know how when you put a fly into it, it just locks?
Sorry, I'm looking at kanji. Sorry, katakana.
Sasha is trying to decipher what's written on the thingy. Oh, excuse you, Rosie's back. Guess who's back?
Oh my
back
god.
again. She's back.
Call police.
Tell a friend. Yeah.
Call the police.
Are you done with your plant?
Yes, I am done with my plant.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do you remember them growing in Singapore? I think it was
That's how I actually remember about it. And
we actually had it. So I knew about it before I moved to Singapore because my grandma, or was it my grandma or my mom, had it as a houseplant in Russia.
Ojigin.
He's not interested in what I'm saying whatsoever.
Ujiginu. Okay. Weird. Weird name for a plant. Continue. Grandma. Singapore.
No, grandma in Russia or mom, I can't remember. One of them had a mimosa plant as a houseplant. Yeah.
The touch me not.
Yeah.
The die.
Yeah, the touch and die, yes. Yeah. I have not actually paid attention to this tree when I was in Thailand. I'm pretty sure I did see it, but I just didn't pay attention to it. But then when getting ready for this episode, I don't know if I saw this plant when I was in Thailand, but when I was Googling and getting ready for this episode, there was a plant that I found, and it is called Cassia fustula, also known as golden shower, Purging cassia, Indian laburnum canicona. So Cassia fustula, or golden shower tree, is both national tree and national flower of Thailand. It kind of looks like wisteria, but with yellow flowers in terms of the shape of the flowers. It's a hanging flower.
Is it also a family?
I actually don't know. I didn't Google that one.
Does the flower look peach?
No, not really actually. Like the flower maybe does, but the seed pod looks like a sausage with little...
The seed pod looks like loofah.
What's loofah?
Loofah plant. You know, like machalka?
I know loofah, but I never actually saw a loofah plant.
And you never... You know how loofah looks like in your shower when it's organic? Like just fiber? That's like what's inside the loofah plant. It's like a banana. You open it and it's very fibrous inside.
Do you know what Vyhodka is?
No, but I know what plotka is.
No, okay. No, it's one word that differentiates people from Far East Russia to like other
I
parts
think
of
we
Russia.
have differentiated that like 12 years ago
No,
at least.
I was trying to figure out because machalka is sponge and Vyhodka is another word for sponge, but it's like from my region, and like apparently this is how you differentiate if people are from Far East or not, because other people don't know what that means.
All right.
Yeah. So that a beautiful, beautiful golden shower plant. It is also known as Aragvata, which means disease killer. The fruit pulp is considered a purgative, and self-medication or any use without medical supervision is strongly advised against. However, it is still used for like any sort of remedy to ailments, because obviously it is from South Asian countries, and within developing countries, approximately 80% of population actually prefers to use traditional medicine to instead of like prescribed medication, because they have more trust into it, and they also consider natural medicine and traditional medicine to have lesser side effects and sort of lower risk of side effects. And yeah, I actually still prefer to have like a nice herbal tea to cure my headache, unless that doesn't help. So yeah.
Which it doesn't.
No, it does. Depending on the headache, depending on what tea you have. Yeah, but the seed pod of that plant looks really cool because it's like a sausage. And then you break it up and it has like little boxes, not boxes, but sections. And then the seeds are within the sections. Really cool. I like that.
Really cool. The other plant I've seen was Plumeria rubra.
Bitch.
And you have seen it too, because
Yes.
you have sent me the pictures of the Plumeria flower beautifully swimming on top of this swimming pool.
Yes.
Water.
We actually had, we had a
pretty.
swimming pool in our villa, and Plumeria rubra was right next to it. And it's so beautiful, and the flowers are like...
Unfortunately, my Plumeria, the one that grew at our villa, did not smell.
No, I was dead, yeah.
But I did find multiples, so some of them did smell nice. So I was quite happy about it.
Because Plumeria is quite a wide genus of plants. So, it could be that it wasn't Plumeria rubra. It could be Plumeria obtusa, Plumeria, whatever. Okay, tell me something about Plumeria, and then I'll add on then.
Tell you something about Plumeria. You taught me about it when we were in Singapore, and that was one of your most favorite plants when you were a landscape architect student.
Yeah, well, because it's easy to grow, it's beautiful, it smells nice. Who doesn't like a frangipani?
Funny penny.
Frangipani. The genus Plumeria is actually named in honor of 17th century French botanist Charles Plumier, who traveled to New World documenting many plants and animal species. Do you know what champa incense is?
Chomp, chomp.
Champa.
No.
Like the incense. So your incense sticks, sometimes they're called champa. And apparently if it has the word champa, it means that it has Plumeria rubra in it.
Wood or a flower?
I'm not sure actually, it doesn't say that, but it says that, like for example, Nag champa is an incense that contains a fragrance combining Plumeria and sandalwood.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Plumeria flowers are used for incenses and fragrances.
Yeah. Because they smell beautiful, right? Yeah, so traditional champa has that, but sometimes they would add like resins and geraniums and vanillas and other things to champa to make the incense stick, and sometimes you just don't smell Plumeria anymore. The name frangipani frangipani is the common name, and it comes from 16th century Marquis of the noble Frangipani family in Italy, who created a synthetic Plumeria-like perfume.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And now you can find it on Temu.
The flowers are highly fragrant And did you know that they're more fragrant at night? So it's one of those.
A nocturnal one. Nice.
Yeah, so it
Just like Hoyas.
So what it does, it actually attracts
Moths.
moths for pollination, but it does not give them anything in return.
What a bitch.
Because it's like orchids pretty much. It doesn't have any nectar, but it treats them into speech. It tricks them into having it. And among the Maya, plumerians have been associated with deities representing life and fertility. This is the second freaking plant that has fertility association to it. And the flowers also became strongly connected with female sexuality.
Is that it? We are going to finish it on sex.
Yes.
And that was the whole for the Two Tipsy Plants podcast.
No. I've got more plans.
Well, if we're talking about sex, I can talk about aphrodisiacs. And what is the most well-known aphrodisiac?
Oysters.
We're talking about plants, beach.
Horny goat weed.
Sorry.
Like actually, horny goat weed.
Okay. I was more.
Sasha wasn't expecting
I
that.
was not prepared for that. I was more thinking about like chocolates.
Yeah, that's not the strongest one, but okay, I see where you're going there.
A most common aphrodisiac.
Okay, I see what you're doing there.
And that's one of the reasons why you're giving your partner chocolates on St. Valentine's Day, because you want to go forward somewhere, I guess. So we went onto the.
Nursery?
So when we were at Rarotonga, we.
Sasha was like buffering.
Yeah, I was zoning out. When we went to Rarotonga, we went to the chocolate factory, which should have been presented as the cocoa tree plantation, because that's where they have been growing cocoa trees since Cadbury factory have closed in either Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember now. Yeah, it was really cool experience, to be honest. I have learned a lot there. For example, it takes a lot of time for a cocoa tree to grow. We have seen a tree that was like 50 centimeters high, and it was a 3-year-old tree. It will take probably another 10 to 15 years for that tree to actually flower.
Yeah, and fruit.
The flowering of that tree is quite cool as well. We have discussed it in a previous episode, but it's just literally a smallest flowers that are sprouting from the trunk of the tree itself.
Yeah, they're like tiny, right? They're just that we actually discussed chocolate before. Oh, cocoa plant. Gosh, Sasha's house, like
next to the construction site, which is a road.
Yeah, and every time a truck or a bus passes, the whole like the table shakes, and I'm like, is it an earthquake? Is it an earthquake? Because we do get earthquakes in New Zealand. Sorry, but yeah, it was. I think it was in the episode plants that like do weird things or something like that. The plants.
Mythology.
No, I feel like it was plants that you know, the unusual plants, because obviously that's one of a few plants that actually grows flowers and fruit on the trunk rather than on the branches. Yeah.
And so we have seen like all the stages of the cocoa tree. We have seen it as a seed, as a juvenile tree, as a mature tree, the flowering stage, and we have seen the seed pods before it matures, and when it's matured. Then the guy have opened the seed pod in front of us. That was quite cool because it just looked like brains inside. I mean, it depends on what stage you're going to harvest your pod, because the stage that it was harvested for us, the seeds inside have already sprouted. And it tasted like mung beans, and like it's yum. Apparently you can have the seed shoots like for salad.
So do they roast or do they ferment cocoa to make chocolate?
They first ferment it. And we have tasted, you can have the cocoa seed raw, you can have it fermented, you can have it roasted.
You can have the whole seed pod, you can eat it, right?
No, I don't think so.
I thought you said there was like some wiggly thing that you could also eat.
Yeah, the wiggly thing is the shoot.
It's the shoot.
The shoots you can eat, because it tastes like your sprouted beans, whatever that is. But yeah, the raw seed tasted a bit earthy, not much chocolate flavor in there, if any. The fermented one tasted the most like chocolate, and then when he roasted it, that's when it stopped tasting like chocolate, funny enough. But then that was pureed into a paste, and that was like very oily, very chocolate, dark chocolate.
Do you know if they are part of Trade Aid? The chocolate, if that's a Trade Aid chocolate? No?
Trade Aid.
Trade Aid?
What is Trade Aid?
Ethical chocolate? Well, just the ethical organization that does chocolates as well.
I don't think that they are that big to be like to be qualified for any of the certificates.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious. That's all.
Yeah. And then on the same plantation, he have been growing vanilla beans as well.
That's what I'd love to see, because we talked about vanilla in our orchids episode, because vanillas are actually orchids.
I have it growing there. I mean, it's on the farther window in the middle.
Sasha has so many plants.
Which one?
It's one of those games, like the phone games where you have to find objects. It's similar to Sasha's house. Like he's like, oh, it's there, and he points at like a window full of plants, and you're like, oh no, it's actually on the other one, and you look at the other one.
I have an orchid.
A vanilla orchid.
Vanilla orchid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. Apparently, vanilla plants are not the most sustainable to grow because they require a lot of water.
Which is surprising for a orchid, right? Yeah. Is it to actually water the root or to keep the moisture?
I assume it's for the moisture. And then the other thing that he have been growing on site was the chili plant.
Ooh.
And the bird's eye, I think it is. The small, like it's like the smallest chili ever.
No, it's not bird's eye, because bird's eye is slightly bigger. Yeah.
So it's literally like the size of your pinky nail. And I had a tiniest bite, and it screwed me over.
Didn't he make it fun of you as well?
He also had it, but he didn't even flinch, and my lips were burning like for 10 minutes at least. Well,
you should have had that chocolate to dilute it down, because chocolate is oily, so it.
We had it from the shrub itself while we were doing the walk around.
Oh, yeah. So no chocolate.
No chocolate there, no salivation.
Yeah.
Only salivation.
Cool. Is that it?
That is it.
So speaking of countries that produce stuff, we were driving around Thailand, which is an experience of its own. Like driving in countries like that, just don't. So my mom.
Traffic rules who?
Traffic rules who? But also like people are they drive everywhere and anywhere, but nobody gets angry, which is like and if
very confusing place for a person with a road rage.
No, I wasn't raging at all. But then also it helped me, like I'm actually an angry driver because I
was not targeting at you, but you have exposed yourself.
No, like I used to be a very angry driver because I hate people who think that they are better than everyone else and they cut in front of you and they do all that stuff. But after Thailand, I come back and I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Like, you want to drive faster and crash, it's your life, it's your funeral, you do what you want. Anyway, we were driving around and I saw these plantations all over Thailand, all over Phuket, and it looked like, how we have Pinus radiata here, which is like a pine that is grown for construction.
The most common thing to be grown around New Zealand at this point.
Well, it's for lumber. They actually grow rubber plant, and not the Ficus elastica rubber plant, but Howea brasiliensis, which is it's a tree, and the way the plantations looked is like literally trees grown in rows, and there was something like I could see tapping, like I could see that they were tapping it roughly at the same height. I'm not sure what it is, maybe like 1.5 meters off the ground. And I was like, what is this? And I used my trusty picture this, not sponsored app. And it was interesting because I took it from the car in the moving car and still recognized it. And it's still a free version. Like I stopped paying for it. I used to pay for it, but now they want way too much money for that stupid thing because iPhone can do it without like subscription now. But anyway, Howea brasiliensis, also known as rubber tree, Apparently, they were only grown in Amazon forest at first, and that was done in attempt to preserve the trade price. And pretty much everything was done to protect the crop from moving somewhere else. Even the export of seeds and seedlings was banned. But in 1876, 70,000 rubber seeds were hidden in banana leaves and smuggled to England. And from there, it was sent to Malaysia. I'm assuming this is how it got to Thailand eventually. But yeah, in 12 years, the South Asian region took over the competitive Brazil, pretty much. What I saw when driving around the tapping mechanism, apparently it's called continuous tapping method, which Henry Nicholas Ridley, a scientist at Singapore Botanical Gardens, revolutionized. With that tapping method, he revolutionized latex harvesting from rubber trees. It is still widely used, apparently. So the way they do it is they peel off narrow strips of bark on a downward half spinal of one side of the tree. This wounding disrupts the plant ducts, which release their milky latex. This latex usually present to aid the tree in healing itself. Like, a lot of plants have latex. Plants. Like
Trumps.
If you cut,
Trump definitely have latex somewhere there.
if you cut Hoya, let's say, it has the latex as well, which it releases to seal its wound. So same with rubber plants, and they would harvest it from one side, and then once it dries out, they pretty much do it on the other side the next day. So typically one tapping takes about 5 hours, I think. I can't find that information, but I think it's about 5 hours. But apparently, just like any cultivated, single monoculture plantation, it is quite susceptible to disease because it doesn't have enough variety to hybridize.
Genetic pool.
Yeah, and there's no genetic pool to actually build its immunity against all that. And apparently it's quite risky. It's still working. It's still producing a lot of rubber, but scientists are looking at alternatives. Scientists are looking at alternatives, and believe it or not, one of the alternatives to produce the actual rubber is the Russian dandelion, Taraxacum coxsagis.
Coxsagis.
It's watch the space pretty much if that will ever, because obviously your dandelions grow faster, but
also the amount of the harvesting you can get, like, guys, just research Hoyas, they grow quick as well.
That was quite fascinating to learn that apparently Thailand is one of the biggest producers of the rubber.
Can that rubber be produced into latex, and will that be It is latex.
It is latex. So latex is, I think rubber is made out of latex. So rubber is the material and latex is the actual sap, pretty much, I think. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The other plants that I have seen, I'm just going to mention them because they have been featured in our episodes so many times, was Bougainvillea, which is the plant that we always saw
At the skate park?
At the skate park in Singapore.
Yeah.
And actually, if they have not pulled it out, it is still available in Christchurch and the...
you can buy Bougainvillea in Christchurch. It's obviously need to be grown somewhere in frost-free environment.
Oh, you can buy it for actually to growing out. Okay, because the only time I have seen Bougainvillea in Christchurch was either in Botanic Garden or at the garden center in the cafe.
Yeah, no, that same garden center actually sells the Bougainvillea as well. Yeah. It's seasonal, obviously, and you can plant it in like frost-free environments. It's beautiful. I want to use it in one of our projects.
North Island.
Up in the North Island, because even the theme of the building that we want to put it on is Mediterranean. And the bright pink color of Bougainvillea just screams Mediterranean design at me. But yeah.
Talking about Mediterranean design, cordy lines.
Cordyline's the cabbage trees or Cordyline fruticosa?
Fruticosa.
Yeah, I saw quite a bit of that. I did not know that Cordyline fruticosa is actually quite a it's a spiritual plant as well.
Is it another fertility plant?
No, spiritual,
Okay.
not fertility.
Well, you still can be spiritual while fucking. We're not Christian.
And yeah, we're very different from Christian.
I mean, Thai religion is like very much like spiritual and sexual, kinda.
Yeah. But also, no, I think it's actually in Polynesian cultures mostly, not in like Southeast cultures. It's spiritual, but apparently it was planted at the graveyards as well.
Okay.
It's a very colorful plant for a graveyard. Because Cordyline fruticosa, they come in like reds and pinks and all that.
Yeah, the one that I've seen at Raro was like bright green with pink strips.
Love that. Do you know what it reminds me of? The Sims, the game.
Ah, yeah,
The Sims 4, 'cause you can actually plant them.
The typical plant that you have in a pot somewhere in the corner.
No, you can actually plant them outside in one of the expansions they have them for.
Well, I
there's
haven't played
expansion.
Sims
There's like
4.
a tropical expansion, and yeah, you can plant them. Yeah.
The other plants that have confused me to see them in the wild in that area, it's at least in that area, is Begonia rex.
Which one is the Begonia rex? Is it that one?
That's angel wing. That's cane begonia. Begonia rex is the one that has like rosette, which is like the main stem kind of bulb from where the leaves are growing, and it's a very disc-looking leaf
Okay.
with like.
I have a
slightly-
computer in front of me.
Yeah,
I'll Google
indeed.
it.
Indeed. I've seen peperomias. The only way I've realized that it's peperomia because it was blooming at the time and it was growing on the rocks at the waterfall,
Oh,
same as a begonia.
oh,
Monkey musk plant.
yeah.
That was-
Everywhere,
Monkey musk was everywhere.
on
and it-
every tree, and
was-
the variegated ones. Did you see the variegated ones? I don't know if it was a monstera or if it was the Rapidiflora.
Rapida.
Rapid. That's a very funny word if you say it really fast in Russian.
And then, what else? Oh yeah, the monkey musk was actually flowering. I was still looking for the bloody seed pod that I can taste. None of the monsteras, no monkey musk was ready for harvesting. So I'm like, okay, not this time.
Sasha is on the hunt to taste the monstera fruit, but it has to
Well,
be
we
right.
have spoken so many times about it, how delicious it is, how
But also, it's your.
we haven't
favorite-
mentioned how invasive it is.
Yeah, isn't it called the fruit salad plant as well?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and Sasha has a tattoo of monstera, so clearly it means a lot to Sasha.
I mean, it's just what everybody's plant crazy person journey starts with, the monstera, essentially.
I don't know where mine started, to be honest. It wasn't monstera for sure. It was something else.
Yeah. And can be.
And
And the steckhorn fern.
oh yeah,
Yep.
everywhere.
Everywhere steckhorn steckhorn ferns. And Tridescantias. All of
But
it.
the big ones, right? Not the not.
The Jesus in a Cradle, the Wandering Jew, the
Are they different?
the Jesus in a Cradle one is the spiky. That one.
Okay. Again, Sasha is pointing at some of the plants that he has.
But the plant that I have is small, and that one was literally the size if I had an afro, like very tall.
Yeah. Sasha got my hint. I just put a glass in front of him. Kia ora.
L'chaim.
Sasha, was it an actual word?
L'chaim? Yeah. It's I think it's Yiddish.
What?
Yiddish.
Yiddish?
Jewish.
Ivrit.
Ivrit.
Oh, okay.
Hebrew.
Hebrew. So what was the word that you said then?
L'chaim.
What's Lahaim? Ah, okay. Sorry. Us pretending that we are like multilingual even though we only know 2 languages. Well,
3, 4.
What's the
5,
third?
6.
Sasha is just counting words from different languages if he knows.
What else was there? I was just quite happy to be able to harvest a lot of fruiting trees.
Yeah. The first day Sasha was there, he sent us, like in the group chat, he sent us a picture of him, like a whole plate of fruit that he just apparently picked on his walk. What fruit did you have there?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not having Monstera fruit tree.
Every other fruit.
I'm not having a fruit bowl. I'm going to have just a actual fruit bowl. So on the walk we had a passion fruit, because it was because if people don't know, passion fruit is a vine, and it's very vigorously growing vine.
Yeah.
And it grows lots and lots and lots of fruit, and that was the most tasty. It was the tastiest fruit I've had for the passion fruit in my whole life, just because it was straight from the bush tree vine. Like, what is the word that will get to me? And then I also had star fruit. Still don't get it. Like some people like it. To me, it just tastes like watery, grassy apple.
Yeah, but you gotta let it sit a bit to actually. It tastes like cucumber, but like a
grassy cucumber.
Not grassy. What's the word for
acidic?
Red wine. That
tangy.
Tangy, like a tangy cucumber, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That does not sell it to me though.
Sorry, I just didn't realize that you can't like, you know.
You can't have a tremor.
No, you can't move your leg here because the whole floor shakes.
We had guava. Actually, no, we haven't had a guava. I have found the guava tree, but it wasn't seasoned.
Oh, yeah.
But we have found lots of mangoes. At day 5 of our trip, I was like, I'm sick of buying a mango for $3. We're going on a hunt. And it was a good idea, because if you just go up the hill and along the road there, shit ton of plants, shit ton of trees that are mature enough, and they're just dropping fruits and nobody's picking it up. And it was delicious.
It's like walking along streets in New Zealand during feijoa flowering.
And nobody wants it.
Well, because people grow them as hedges, and then there are just feijoas all over, and I'm like, oh well, you don't want feijoas. Yeah.
And mangoes, yum. Yeah, sorry, I just said mangoes, but still, yum. Coconuts.
See, I don't get mangoes. Oh, coconuts, I love coconut though. Like actual coconut where you crack it, and you have the milk, and then you have the spoon, and you scoop all the white out.
Yeah.
I love that.
Did you know that you can harvest coconut at 3 different stages?
No.
So the first stage is the one that you like, when you have like lots of milk and a little bit of the flesh in it. Then it is less milk, more flesh.
But I think flesh becomes more dry, so this is the flesh that is used for like pulverized.
For the pulp.
Yeah.
And then if you let it sprout, that's when you crack it open, and it's the flesh becomes a bit more like cotton. It's more like fluffy. And that's when you can eat it like I don't know, like a food. Like a food rather than drink.
Before that, you don't drink it, you don't eat it as a food, but then you eat it
drink
as a food.
as a food, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
No, I want food. I want them. I want them back. I want to go back to Rarotonga. Oh yeah, banana.
Bananas
was everywhere, and it was banana season. And just like you have mentioned about feijoas.
Banana or plantain?
They had banana and plantain. Plantain, I did not understand about that. That's the point of it. It's so tangy.
But plantain is a cooking banana.
Yeah, I know. But still, don't try raw plantain. It's super tangy. You will open and close your mouth, and you will have strings because it's like just so sticky. But the bananas was the tastiest banana I had. And just like feijoa's scenario, nobody wanted it.
To be honest,
people were just giving it away.
Even in Thailand, the bananas that we bought, I'm not a big fan of bananas. I don't know, banana is banana. But like in Thailand, I actually really enjoyed bananas. It's just
because they're not collected unripe and then transported to you.
Yeah, true, because they actually grow bananas there. Yeah. They are very fresh, but also they just taste different.
Fresh,
I want banana
ripe,
for bananas.
Fresh, ripe, soft.
Yeah. Okay.
And papaya. The only time I actually liked papaya, because usually for me it tastes like a vomit.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's the same thing as the dislike of
Asparagus?
not asparagus,
Coriander.
coriander.
See, well, I like coriander, but I don't like mango. And mango is what tastes like soap to me and not coriander.
And apparently the same thing happens with papaya. Instead of actual taste of papaya, some people taste like a bit of pukish bile flavor.
Okay, beautiful. So what do you think of durian then? we
Sasha brought us a candy from Thailand that's flavored like durian.
gosh it. So
It smells foul. I have no idea what made me put it in my mouth.
I ate that candy on accident as well, and I just the flavor of the candy is not disgusting. What disgusted me the most is the not even burping, but when you talk, you feel this air coming out of you, and it still tastes like freaking durian, and that's what annoyed me the most. I gave it all away to Jeremy. Jeremy loves durian apparently, so he can have that.
I'm not visiting their house. It's going to be smelling like durian for ages.
No, come on, it doesn't smell for ages. Yeah. All right. The last plant that I have on my list is Clitoria ternatia. Like it actually is called Clitoria ternatia.
So it's like a terniste.
Can you Google it? Like look it up.
So ternatia sounds like a Russian word for terniste, which is like bushy. So it's a bushy clitoris.
So Clitoria ternatia. Like Google it and tell me what it is.
Yeah, blue pea flower.
Blue pea flower. Yes.
Butterfly pea.
Blue butterfly pea flower. Blue pea flower. Anyway, yep. It's actually a plant from legume family as well. I saw it grow in Thailand as weeds. I was like, pretty sure this is the blue butterfly pea tea flower, but it's just growing on the random as fins, like deer fins, sort of just growing there. And I'm like, should I go and like collect the flowers and dry them or? Yeah. So it is also known as Asian pigeon wing, bluebell vine, blue pea, butterfly pea, Kordofan pea, Darwin pea. And as I said, it belongs to the legumes and is native to Indonesian island of Ternate. Okay, I did not know that. It is mostly grown as an ornamental plant, but also it is coming from the legume family. It is a nitrogen fixing plant as well, which is nitrogen fixing is
absorbs nitrogen from the air and fixes it in the soil for all the other plants to enjoy.
Yep, so it's good. It's good for soil regeneration, pretty much, in a layman's term. Now, if you look at that picture of the plant, the genus name Clitoria is derived from clitoris, which is a part of a female reproductive organ.
If somebody have not picked it up yet.
Yes.
Or found.
Which is named that way because the flower does look like a blue vulva. It really does. It really does. It's very small though, like the flower is very small.
That's why nobody can find it.
I'm talking about vulva, not just the Clitoria ternatia plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just love the action with hands, how you did it. Like, what are you trying to do? I don't know.
No, I was showing this. I wasn't doing this. I was
that
showing
is not
this.
small then.
Sasha. Anyway, so apparently it is believed to have a lot of this, anti-stress, antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, pretty much
all the selling hashtags.
Yeah. But also, apparently it affects female libido. Freaking guess why? Because it looks like a vulva.
Clitor.
Yeah, but for those who didn't know, the butterfly pea flower is used in teas a lot. So if you actually make a tea out of that flower,
and tinctures and gins, and just for any fun project?
Hold on, let me start there first.
Okay.
So it's used in teas. It tastes like as if you would put just normal green peas into the tea and brew it. Like it tastes like pea, as in peas. Sorry, and it is almost like a sapphire blue color. But the fun thing is, if you add any acidity to it, like let's say if you add lemon to it, it turns purple. And it's actually quite beautiful to see it turn. So what a lot of other products started doing is they would use that component of butterfly pea
As a selling
flour
point.
and put it in gins, let's say. So Sasha and Jamie, they had this gin. Was it from Scape?
Scapegrace had that.
Yeah.
I think Elsewhere has it. That's the biggest bay offshoot of the
Yeah.
gin production.
Yeah, the gin itself is slightly tint blue, and then once you add tonic to it, which obviously has acidity in it, the gin turns purple.
Like Margansovka.
Does Marganis do the same? Brilliant purple, is it called?
That's brilliant blue and crystalline.
No, I mean the actual Margansovka.
Margansovka?
So Zelenka is called brilliant green.
Okay, no, the Margansovka will be crystalline. I think something.
I don't know. Permanganate, yeah. Actually, Max has that. I just realized. Because you can actually buy it you can buy it at the garden center for soil. I don't know what
Okay.
it does, but you can buy it for soil. But you can use like a tiny little bit and put it in water to but you have to be like, please don't take advice from me. But like it's used for rinsing when you have ulcers, but you have to use like literally just the tiniest little bit in water to do that.
Yeah, it's crystal violet, which is used for gram staining for bacterial observations.
Yeah. Yeah, and so when you come to New Zealand, both New Zealand and Australia actually have really strong biosecurity laws. So when you come to New Zealand, let's say you are flying from Singapore to New Zealand, right? They tell you that if you bring a banana in, they're gonna fine you. So it is actually a crime to bring any fruit or any seeds or any flowers that are not commercially packaged to the country. And even if you are bringing, you better, it's best to declare it for them to check it and then let you in, because if you don't declare it and they find that you have it, they will fine you. And the fines are actually pretty big. They used to be much smaller. They raised them up recently.
They're gonna find you and they're gonna kill you.
They're gonna touch and die. Just like that plant.
Not touch and run, touch and die.
But yeah, because I brought two.
Sorry guys, Sasha is falling apart.
I brought these 2 massive bags of blue pea tea flour tea.
Sasha, your new rinker fell out.
And yeah, we went through biosecurity, and they looked at me and they're like, "Really, for this?" And I'm like, "Well, it says if unsure, declare it." So I did. They made me feel bad about like declaring something that they asked to declare. But yeah, if it's commercially packaged, you can bring it to the country, but still declare it just in case.
She's like, I was being a good citizen.
Yeah. And yeah.
The other plant I've seen there was colocasia, which is
Yeah.
taro,
A lot of collocations.
which is taro. Taro root, which is used for food. And yeah, just surprised how they grow it, because
Did they have the purple one or the green one?
the dark green one.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of McDonald's, so now it's kind of catching up on me, and I can't breathe.
Sasha had McDonald's and I had Vietnamese pho soup, and I'm quite full as well.
What else did I have? Oh, did I see? I saw a lotus, Rose du Nil, which is a water lily, Nymphaea lotus, because we went through the garden and it was growing there. So that was cute.
Or was it like those big lotuses with...
The small one. Yeah, but this one. If you can see, it's very tall.
Yeah, no, I can see. It's like a kind of looks like a blue lotus, but not quite.
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful.
What else did we see? I saw gardenia.
You saw gardenia?
I saw gardenia, which is Thailand, common gardenia.
We have actually. Is it the Tahitian gardenia?
And Tahitian gardenia as well.
We have actually covered the Tahitian gardenia in plants on currency episode because so currently Rarotonga is using New Zealand dollars as currency. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, they only have like.
I think only the $2 coin is different. It's a triangle, which is quite fun.
But do we have $2 bills?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Sorry, I haven't
Not a-
seen
not a-
cash in so long. I feel like I just
Not a-
pay
not a
Apple Pay
5 one.
everywhere.
Not a $5 coin. That's the Russian rubles. If that's
No,
what
no,
you're
I'm
thinking
not
of.
talking about coins. I don't even remember if we have $2 bills in New Zealand.
We don't have bills. We have $2 coins. We have $5 bills.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we have coins. Yes, true. Singapore has $2 bills. Used to, at least.
Used to, I think.
It was like a purple color $2 bill.
I think it was 5 or 10. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. I feel like, because everyone just uses, PayWave and Apple Pay these days, you just don't see cash that often. Yeah. All right. So, I definitely enjoyed my travels. And being a plant fanatic, I enjoyed just, looking at plants and annoying everyone else about plants around me.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. It looks good.
Yep. Sasha, don't close your iPad because you gotta finish this episode.
And thank you very much, everybody, for joining into the Two Tipsy Plants Podcast. I hope you had a drink or two with us and enjoyed our our tips shenanigans.
Sasha is trying to do it from memory, but he's very close. It's not quite that, but that's very,
It's a
close.
freestyle, baby.
Yeah.
If you would like to support our podcast, please follow us on any of your favorite streaming platforms. We are usually available on Spotify and Apple.
We're available on most of the podcasting episodes.
Most of the streaming platforms.
Yep.
And go and give us a follow and a like on Instagram, Facebook, or anything else. And don't forget to keep it green.
Don't forget to spread the word. Keep
And-
it green.
And keep it tipsy.
Yes. Good job.